Season 3 of the NAXBL Tier 2. It's great to have a total of all 0 of you here currently. I don't know why anyone is letting me stream this, but I'm currently streaming. And as we just wait for our last few drivers to load in, we'll get qualifying going ahead and we'll get this start of the season going. But as we do that, let me update everyone on the current standings. And that is if I can actually find them in our Discord chat. So, currently sitting in first place after Australia will be Mitch712, who appears to not be racing tonight. We have then Ronin8, Luna Eclipse in third, Epic Tito, Tazonic, Sprightly Bump 4 and 6, Jules, Lord Kiviat, Sergeant Martin, and Real Agent to wrap off the top 10. And hopefully we can get Epic Tito to load in here so we can get this qualifying started. But in the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and adjust my mic and get a little bit more of my setup going for you guys. And unfortunately, just waiting on Tito to load up in here so we can get this qualifying session started. Big thing, oh, and there we go. Looks like Tito's dropped out. Hopefully he can come back in. Don't want to see him start in the back, however, he does have the pace to definitely maybe do a last to first challenge. And here we go. No, hopefully not too many of you scrutinize my commentary. This is my first time doing it, so if I am atrocious, just let MRC Capita know and he will quickly fire me from ever doing this again. Let's get all that good stuff going. Let's see, looks like we already have one coming out. That's going to be McLaren. Is that... Oh, it's going to be Squirmy. Squirmy looks to be going out on the hard compound tires, which to me is always a good option to do. Throw on the hardest compound, get a few warm-up laps in. You got enough time in these short quality sessions. You get a few warm-ups, make sure everything's good, make sure your brakes are good, your pedals are good. If you're on a pad, well, make sure your fingers work, I guess. We search down, we also have, I believe it is Pogs, I'm not too sure, he just joined today. So it's very interesting to see how he fares in this tier 2 guys. And I'm actually gonna adjust my audio real quick, so hopefully this sound doesn't come through. Alright. Next up we have Real Agents going out on his lap as well, followed by Luna, Sergeant Martin, and Lord Kiviat. Now tonight's definitely going to be an interesting race, especially when it comes to tires. Bahrain is very bad on tire wear. I know talking to a lot of people, they're thinking about doing 2 stops, either soft, medium, soft, soft, medium. But a 1 stop is definitely doable here, medium to hards. The hards will fall off towards the end of the race. But for me, I'm a guy who likes to take risks. I can see someone pushing softs, It's off to the hards. But we'll have to see what these guys do and what they're going to come together with. Looks like we have Pogs right here when we stick around this lap. Get that telemetry going too. There we go. Alright, and there we go. Now we're back, guys. Do apologize about that. Squirmy's the first to set his current outlap at a 131.5. Now that is on the hard compounds. Luna's coming in at a 131. Almost dead even. And oh, that is Pogs. He looks to be off the track. That turn 2 can be very tricky. It's easier to get oversteer and end up going wide. Luckily he was able to save it. Let's go on board with John here on his outlap. I think I finally got my audio settings correct. We got Real Agent coming in right now in 4th. Oh, 136 is definitely not going to cut it here. So something must have gone wrong for him on that first lap, but still 12 minutes to adjust. Keep it going. But John, my personal opinion, I think John will probably have the best pace out of anyone. He's definitely going to be my favorite today. You never count out on Squirmy. Squirmy always tends to find himself up there in the pack. And I haven't watched too much of Tazonic. I don't really see much of the Tier 2 races, because I do race in Tier 1. But I do know Tazonic has some good pace as well. I'm definitely very curious to see what Pogs does today too. And Pogs, if you watch this and it's not pronounced Pogs, I do apologize. But for now, that's what I'm going to call you. And if later you want to fight me, you can definitely do that. That'll be okay. You just hit me up in Discord. John's keeping it very clean so far in this lap. Getting a good apex out that corner. That is a sweeping right-hander. Keeping it very clean into the main straight. Out the final exit onto the start-finish straight. Looks to seem he kept that pretty clean. Let's see what he does here. It's going to be a 1:28.8. That's going to give him pole position with 10 minutes left here in this quali session. On board Lord Kvyat, who appears to be doing his first lap of this quali session. Again, coming in probably the hardest part of this Bahrain circuit, that double left-hander. You're going downhill, you're braking and turning at the same time. Very hard to get right. And very hard to maintain speed getting on that straight. But so far, Lord Kvyat's keeping it very clean. Looking very strong in this lap. As he comes down the start finish straight, we'll see what his time is. Only to get him into third with a 30.4, and that's on the soft compound tires. Oh, and it appears real agent's gone off. He's not having a very good quality session so far. Hopefully he can get it together. But currently John needs to be sitting pretty comfortably, about 7/10 ahead of Sergeant Martin there in second. So he's looking like he will maybe still a pole position here in Bahrain. But here we go with Boggs getting his DRS enabled. And again, most of these guys keeping their laps very clean. As I say, that Boggs is a little bit too far outside. But keeping it very nice and tidy coming down here on the back straight. Let's see how he gets his exit going on the start finish straight. Getting very tidy. Could have carried a little bit more speed right there as he enables DRS. Let's see what time he puts in. Oh, and there we go. He knocks off Lord Kvyat to fourth, promoting himself to third. However, it's starting to look like John is going to keep that pole position as we have just 7.5 minutes left in this quali session. Tazonic, Jules, and White Meat have yet to set a lap. We'll go on board with Tazonic and see what he can do here on his. He's going on the hard compound tires. It's a very interesting choice. However, he will have enough time to get back in the pits after this. Throw on either a set of mediums or softs and get another lap going. Looks like we have Sergeant Martin getting ready to get on his outlap. Real agent as well. We will go on board right here with Sergeant Martin. Everyone's been keeping it pretty clean right here through this turn. Those curbs will catch you out. Trust me, I will know. I did it in Tier 3 with about 4 laps remaining. Took myself off a podium. These guys will be keeping it pretty clean so far here in quali. Let's see what time White Meat can put in. He's got a 29.1 so far, the closest to reach John and on the medium compound tires. as we go down to Taz, who goes a little far off track. But if I were to guess, he'll probably be taking this one in. I don't see why you want to start on the hards. That's looking to be his tire of choice right now. However, it does look with 5 minutes left that he'll have enough time to bring it back in, throw on another tire compound, keep it going. Let's see, we go on to Sergeant Martin. He's got on these soft compound tires, keeping very clean through, going through 2. Down the DRS straight. We go into 4, keeping it very tidy, good exit. Down to the right and then the left-hander. I'm gonna be able to carry as much speed as possible through this. Sergeant Martin could have carried a little bit more, but it's got a good apex coming down this turn. See how he fares through this double left-hander. Oh, a little bit of a lockup, still a good exit. Back onto our second DRS straight. But it does look like he's currently a tenth slower than his current lap time. So it doesn't look like he's going to be able to catch up to John or White Meat on this lap, but we will see as he crosses the start finish. It will be a 1:29.5. We will still currently be in third. We have Lord Kvyat coming back. Let's see what kind of quality, what kind of lap time you can put in coming down the start finish straight. Getting a good exit right there. Running a little wide, but that's fine. He enables DRS. As we have MRC T joining in. How's it going? So, what are your predictions for tonight's Tier 2 race?
Well, gotta watch qualifying first, but it should be tricky coming down into T1, so should be exciting to watch.
Yeah, oh, and it looks like White Meat has retired from the session. It looks like he's going to keep second place so far. One that does have me left out is Jules is just now going out on his hot lap, and he has not set a single lap.
Oh, that's interesting.
But, yeah, knowing Jules, he always makes some questionable decisions, but he will
the strategy
somehow
is
make up
there.
for them in the race. It's always there. Jules is he's his own master strategist.
So John is staying in the pits, looks like. No one's coming back out for a hot lap. We got one hot lap. Lord Kvyat. Oh no, he just gave in.
Oh, and just retired.
Looks like just Jules and Squirmy.
Squirmy's taking it very easy right now on that outlap.
Yeah, that's going to be tricky given that medium tire. He's got to warm it up a little bit. Going to be curious to see how he does in T2 coming out of there of the curbs.
Yeah, that's a pretty difficult section of this track. You want to carry as much speed as possible. At the same time, you don't want to catch any of that understeer. And as I've done many times in time trials, just throw it straight in the barrier off to the left.
We shall see. Jules is on his hot lap right here. Takes T2, nice. Didn't lose it on the power. And Jules is looking tidy so far.
Now, if Jules gets pole off of this, I will definitely give him $10.
Yeah, went a little deep into the triple left-hander though.
Just a little bit.
Want to watch Squirmy go in there. See if you can keep it any cleaner. Yeah. Nice and tidy.
Good exit by Squirmy.
Oh yeah. And now we have Jules coming back in. Gonna bog down in the fourth gear, but quick to the line. Oh, looks like Jules is pitting, just starting 10th.
Jules is definitely a master strategist. I don't know why you wouldn't want to set a lap, but that's what he's decided to do. Maybe he's saying about tire wear for the race. We shall see.
Yeah, keep in mind they just patched the patched it for tire wear, so questionable call, but let's see how he does. Squirmy with third place.
Yeah. So we'll wrap off with John in first, White Meat in second, Squirmy will be third, Sergeant Martin fourth, Lunar Eclipse in fifth, followed by Taz, Pogs, Lord Kvyat, Real Agent, and then Jules, who for whatever reason decided not to set a lap tonight, in 10th.
I picked tonight's Taz. Oh. He's a second back on hards, so definitely has some strategy and some room to fucking go. So
he does, and with those hards too, if he can push them, he can get on the softs, maybe around lap 19 to 20, and push till the end of the race, or either around probably lap 16. You can throw on those mediums and go till the end. So he's definitely got a lot of wiggle room there, because all those guys starting on softs will most likely go with the 2-stop.
Just got to keep it clean into turn 1, so we shall see what happens.
Yeah, and if I know anything about turn 1 and some of our league races, you can get very chaotic.
Yeah, matter of fact, test race for the Tier 1 Belgium was quite the show. A couple cars actually blew up.
Yeah, throwing a little back to that 2018 race at Spa.
Yeah.
Just sending cars flying everywhere. Oh, and I do appreciate you joining me, OT, because I would probably bore every viewer watching this right now if it was just me talking.
Oh, all good, man. We're all just hanging out. We enjoyed the race, and it should be a good one. I mean, I'm excited to see how turn 1 goes. Most people don't realize that every league race is so dependent on getting out of turn 1 clean. Once you have no wing damage, you can actually push and get some space and then find your pace. And with that, you find a groove, and from there you can place really well in the points. So, it's going to be interesting to watch for sure, but we shall see what happens.
Yeah, no, I'm very excited. And as we were talking, I believe it looked like we had a McLaren in the back. I couldn't tell if that was Squirmy not go off the line. It looks like he might have been taking a formation lap.
There's a McLaren and a Williams. So him and Taz.
Oh, so yeah.
Or no, him and Pogs.
Pogs, yeah, I believe it's Pogs. Yeah, so that is definitely not going to be good for them. And for anyone really going into turn 1, because when you go in there with cold tires and cold brakes, you don't really know where those braking points are, and you're probably going to send it into somebody.
Yeah, I'd have my money on them hitting the back of someone.
Well, knowing how Squirmy was driving, I should say, very erratic in the Tier 3 race, I would not doubt him punting someone into turn 1.
Yeah, hopefully he can redeem himself. I know he's looking to do so, but if he can't, that's going to be a lot of good points lost for the championship run.
Oh yeah, and he definitely has a good chance of winning again this season. I mean, we're still early; it's only race 2. Um, but I know John has some pretty good pace, and now that we have Tito back in here, Tito might be able to do a last to potential podium.
Oh, yeah. Tito's got pace. Every time I've raced with him, he's had pace, so should be good to watch. He might pull, Sebastian Vettel.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna be rooting for him. This will stick it on Luna. Gonna get ready for the start of this race.
I'm going to be watching white meat. Hopefully gives me a good view of how everyone gets away.
Alright. And lights out.
Really good start for Taz, actually, on those medium tires. Coming down the inside.
Yeah, oh, and that's a McLaren.
John down on neutral.
Yep, that's
losing
Squirmy.
some time.
Yep. And I believe we had Squirmy go off. Oh, and then the Haas of Jules is also off. That is not looking good for Squirmy or Jules.
You know, you did call it going into this race. Those cold tires, you just don't know where you're going.
Yeah, it's hard to get those braking points, and especially when you don't know where the person in front of you is braking. Oh, but we have Lord Kvyat on the inside of Luna. Very neat move. Put him in the 5th place.
Sergeant Martin on the soft tires in 3rd is looking pretty if you can get some pace going. And then Taz in 4th. Another good move. So he's got the strategy playing it into his hands. Up 2 places from the start.
And then we'll have a little tussle right now for 1st place. Oh, John's going down the inside of white meat.
Tito all the way up in 7th already as well.
Yeah, Tito's just flying right now. So we have Squirmy dropping down yet another position. Let's see what John does right here.
Got Epic Tito going down the inside of Real Agent. Might be an epic move right here. And he makes it.
Yep, keeps it clean. Yeah, Tito's just flying through the field right now.
5 positions in a lot of laps time. You love to see it.
And white meat's starting to fall a little bit behind a John. John's taken out. He's pulled about a 2nd on white meat. Turn off this lap. Good. Oh, and Real Agent on the inside of Squirmy.
Squirmy's having a real tough start to this Grand Prix.
He is. I'm trying to see if he has wing damage. It looks like he does.
I think he might have it on the right-hand side.
Yeah, that's what it looks like on Squirmy. That's going to make it really hard for him.
Especially in this turn right here.
Really just getting wide and locking up. Squirmy might be able to get a position back on him. He'll take it back up. The Sergeant Martin is right. Oh, and White Meat just threw a dummy acting like he was going to the pits and came right back out.
Now, White Meat dropping 2 seconds back. You wonder if he's got any wing damage, or if it's just pure pace. Now, his front wing looks intact, actually.
Yeah, it does. So I'm starting to think John just got the outright pace over most of these guys tonight.
Maybe not Tito,
But
though.
then
If you see Tito going on the outside of Lord Kvyat. He's trying to make a move stick. You could tell he wants it.
Oh yeah. Let's see. See if he waits till this straight after the double left.
It is lap 3, so DRS is active. You get a good entry. Look at the exit. Yep, sticking with him. He's on soft tires, and he's on medium, so should be a good move here. He's got DRS activated, trying to go around the outside. Does he do it?
Ooh.
Oh, makes it
Very close there.
stick. Tito with some good racing.
Oh, but it doesn't look like Lord Kvyat wants to let him go. He
Yeah.
might get him back here on the straight.
Yeah.
Up and as we have really just got a 3-second time penalty.
Now, if I was Taz, I would be looking in my rearview mirrors. You got Tito coming down you on a softer compound tire.
Yeah, he's kind of in a no man's land with those hards. But he's still catching in on Sergeant Martin. But yeah, you got Tito coming behind. You got to think, does he fight for that position or he just race his own race and let Tito go by?
Got sent a little message from MRC Capita Hood. Good commentary, so you love to see it. And Taz is off into the right-hand wall after the hairpin, it looks like.
And Taz looked like he might have the strategy going for him tonight that no one else was going to try to pull off, and unfortunately
into the
it
wall.
wasn't going to work for him.
Yeah.
Yep.
Driver error on that. You just got to be better on the accelerator. That corner is very tricky.
And now
You
we
hate
got
to see it.
John Jones pull out of, yeah, you do. And John Jones pulled out a 3-second gap right now in white meat. However, Tito is very close to Sergeant Martin.
Tito's making a move down on the inside of Sergeant Martin. Can he make it stick?
Yeah, see if he makes it
Cuts
stick.
the inside perfectly. And usually there's just no traction out there on that curb. Makes it stick into the podium.
Yeah, and he is on a night. He's trying to make all of his moves stick and get up as far as he can as quick as possible. And it looks like we have Pose on Lord Kvyat right now. This will be in DRS range.
Down the inside. You know, the thing to do is just to defend that inside, park the car if you can, and there, a clean move.
And yeah, Lord Kvyat's almost fallen a whole second back behind him now. And Pogs is on those medium tires too.
It does look like the medium tires, this tire to start on the strategy right here.
Yeah, and I mean, it'll be interesting to see if what these guys will do with the mediums. If they decide to go 2-stop or 1-stop. Me personally, I definitely love the 1-stop, but
You can make the
we'll see what
one-stop
these guys
work. It's
decide to
always an
do.
advantage. The more you can stay out of the pit
Oh, yeah.
and the pit lane, the better you are.
And Lord Kvyat has just won the pits. He's put on the medium, so it looks like he's going to be on a 2-stop tonight. Looks like we have Pogs just coming up behind Sergeant Martin.
See if Tito can catch up to white meat at all. He's up to 3 seconds.
Yeah, he's pulling in about a good 8/10 a second right now on white meat. It'll be interesting. The top three are all on the same tire too, so it'll be interesting to see what these guys end up doing further on through the race. We'll go on board with Tito. And yeah, he just looks like a man on a mission right now.
I'm on board as well, and it looks like he's just got the line perfect. Clips the inside of the curb, powering in the outside. And he's away down to within 2 seconds, 2.9 seconds rather, sorry. 2.8. Hard on the brakes, down to second. Now, how much of that curb can you really take?
You can take most of that curb. You gotta always make sure you leave two on the track so you don't get a warning.
Invalidation.
But you can take most of that curb, yeah. But you can take most of that curb right there and try to carry as much speed as you can, because that will gain you a lot of time. It looks like we might have Pogs coming back in on Sergeant Martin.
Looks like Sergeant Martin's tires are starting to die just a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, he's only 1 of 2 right now out on those soft compound tires.
Jules with a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane and a retirement.
Immediately retires. It's just been a rough night for Jules.
You know, coming into it, bold strategy, not setting a lap time. You think if he had set a lap time, was further up in a grid, you know, he would not have been tangled up in that T1 incident. But then again, you know, it goes to show you how important qualifying is.
Oh yeah, I mean, even with just 11 drivers for the night, you always want to be able to get yourself as high up as you can during quali. And Pogs will now take 4th as Sergeant Martin heads in the pit. So yeah, it looks like Sergeant Martin will be definitely doing a 2-stop tonight. Be interesting to see how that pans out for him.
You know, it does question, does he have the pace to get it back into the top 3 with all these guys on the medium tires going for the 1-stop?
Yeah, and it looks like Tito's now down to just 2 seconds on white meat.
Yeah, again, man on a mission.
Then, oh, the real agent as well with the 5-second time penalty for speeding in pit lane. Let's take it back on board here with John. And he's currently, John just cruising right now. He's almost up 6 seconds on white meat.
Yeah, I think he's just got it in medium and medium right now with his ERS and fuel management. Cruising at a 60% ratio, setting the fastest lap.
Yeah, we say cruising, but there you go, setting the fastest lap. And then Tito almost down to 1.5 seconds now on white meat. Most of this field's pretty spread out. A lot of them just racing their own races currently.
Yeah, but you know, you always want to keep in mind with only 9 cars in the running right now, just want to keep it clean so you can finish as high as possible. It's kind of like running in the rain, you know. You don't want to make a mistake here or there, because any little mistake, the guy behind you is just going to pounce on you.
Yeah, that's very true. And I mean, luckily with the rest of that we have out right now, I mean, everyone's scoring points. There's only one guy tonight that wasn't going in without points. And unfortunately, that was Taz, who was the first to take himself out.
Tito all the way up to a second behind him.
Yeah, that man, he is just flying.
And he is managing the ERS very, very well. He's at 60%, plenty of time to go through, and we got a retirement, Sergeant Martin. So all 3 cars on the soft tires. You have to think, was he pushing too hard coming out of the pits and sending it into that left-hand wall off turn 2?
See if I can pick up Sergeant Martin here as I follow Real Agent. See if we can see what happened with him. But no sign of Sergeant Martin, so I'm just going to take this back to Epitito. He's might just be able to make a move right now. He might be a little too far from white meat.
He's going to try and squeeze down the inside right here.
Still got a DRS on the inside. Oh, that was just beautiful work by Tito.
Wow.
Be interested to see if he can catch up to John, who's now just 7.5 seconds ahead.
He did have the gap down to, well, with Tito, it was just about 7.5 seconds, so he did not lose too much time getting around Tito. That was a perfect, sorry, the white meat, Tito, that was a perfect move.
And Tito,
looks like Real Agent had an incident.
Yep. He's just struggling right now in the back. Let's see how the rest of the field's doing.
Well, sensational. I was happy to join you for a little bit, but I got to do some practice myself, my man.
Oh yeah, it's all good. I'll be probably the only one right now in Tier 1 not practicing for tonight. So
definitely happy to chime in.
Yeah, sounds good, man.
Take it easy.
You too. Now that we're left with just me here, white meat's still doing a pretty decent job of keeping up with Tito. John's now up to just about 8 seconds ahead of second. It looks like they're catching up with the back marker of Real Agent right now, who's just been struggling all night, and you just hate to see it. But he's in 8th. He will have points tonight no matter where he finishes, so it's always a positive to come out from this race. White meat's really pushing to stay alongside with Tito. I mean, burn up a lot of ERS just to make sure that he can stay within that gap. As he sells a dummy into pit lane. It's the second time I've seen him do that tonight. That pit window for hard is starting to come up around lap 12 and 13, so be interested to see what these guys end up doing, as we'll take a onboard view of Pogs, who looks to be coming into the pit lane. See what tires he decides to throw on right here. It's looking to be the hard compounds. So like I said, this is time. That lap window's open. Be able to put the hards on and go till the end of the race. It looks like the only other two that we have right now will be Real Agent and Lord Kvyat, who will be going on. Well, I said that Lord Kvyat is now on the hard compound tires, so he'll be going till the end of the race as well. John just cruising it right now. He's got a pretty secure 8-second lead over Tito. Tito's definitely gonna have to push here in his second stint coming up in the next few laps if he wants to be able to battle for the win tonight. Oh, and then Lord Kvyat has spun. It's telling me that he's on hards over the screen. Show me mediums. So Cody's lying to me right now, but looks like he's struggling. If those are his hards, looks like he's struggling to get him up to temp right now. Because we're on board with Squirmy. But a rough start to the night. Let's see if we'll be able to chase down any more places. We have Luna in. He's starting those hards. And neither John, Tito, or Whitemeat have pitted. So it'll be interesting which one of these guys decides to pit first. And see if anyone reacts on the same lap, or if either Tito or Whitemeat decide to do an overcut. We have another yellow flag in sector 2. Let's see if we can see who's gone off. Oh, but here we go. John into the pits. Definitely looking to see if he puts on those hards. So we have another. Oh, and Whitemeat and Tito as well into the pits. Let's see if anyone can gain an advantage from this. As John is out. Tito following right behind him, as well as Whitemeat. There you go. John is out. Just as we all could have wisely predicted on those hard compound tires to go till the end of the race. So Tito looks to have just lost just about half a second on that pit stop to John. And Whitemeat is just fallen 4 seconds. He's getting a terrible start of this second stint. Hopefully he can warm those tires up and get back in the mix. We come down with Pogs, who's slowly catching up on Luna Eclipsed. And Pogs had a very good debut race here at MRC so far. Keeping very good pace. And keeping it really clean as well. As, oh, Lord Kvyat, another, I believe that might be his second 5-second. Yep, and there he goes, he's retired. That was his second 5-second speeding penalty. And he will just be out of the race. Which, for Real Agent, who's just been struggling so far this race, that's going to promote him into 7th place. So even though it hasn't been his night, he will be coming away with some decent points. And it looks like Tito's struggling right now to keep up with John on the pace on those hards. John might be able to just pull it away, and as long as he keeps it nice and tight tonight, he'll have that first place. But for the sake of competition and seeing some close races, I'm hoping that Tito can somehow start breaking into this 9-second gap that John's created. And hopefully Whitemeat himself can pick up some time and slowly start creeping up from Tito. But as it looks right now, John is still increasing that gap. As we have Luna just sitting in 4th right now, racing his own race, as well as his teammate Squirmy, who unfortunately had that incident going through 1 on the cold tires. But so far, he's been able to get a nice recovery drive, and 6th right now. And Pogs in the middle of those McLaren teammates, just 1.8 seconds away from Luna. John with the fastest lap of the race so far. a 131.8, and he is just pushing those hards. Now, one thing you don't want to do is push those hards and have them fall off at the end of the race. You still want to be able to conserve those tires and keep it going, because it will bite you the last 2, 3, even last 4 laps. Those hards will just fall off on you, and you'll start losing pace and grip on that track. That's something you don't want to do here at Bahrain. My Xbox just got haunted by a ghost for 3 seconds. It looks like Pogs, he's been there on Luna all night, but he just hasn't been able to bring that gap within 1 second and get that DRS going. But he's looking very solid. As him and Luna are probably the closest battle we have right now on track, because that is a beautiful view from the helicopter sitting above this Bahrain circuit. Pogs is now just within 1 second of Luna. Now if he can carry a decent amount of speed, come down through this left to right hander, down the straight, he might just be within 1 second to hit DRS and maybe make a move this lap on Luna. Oh, but he gets a terrible exit, and that's gonna, yep, and he's gone from just half a second onto Luna to now back to that 1.2. But with just 12 more laps in this race, he still has plenty of time. Just got to manage those tires and hopefully be able to make a move later on in this race. As most of this field's just kind of in their own race right now. John's almost moved the gap up to 10 seconds. Very comfortably up there in first. Tito is pulling a Sebastian Vettel right now, coming from last to second. And then White Meat has just fallen off right now in the second stint, and it's not really getting anywhere close to Tito as he drops to 8 seconds now behind Tito. And Real Agent has pitted again. There's now a lap down. And John again with the fastest lap of the race. He's being very consistent. The only worry I would have for him is just pushing those tires too hard to where he won't be able to make it till the end of the race. But with that 10-second lead, it looks like he's, as long as no mistakes, no punctures, I hope I don't jinx it, he'll be sitting pretty comfortable here in first for these last remaining 11 laps of the race. It'll take it back down to Pogs, who is now nearly 2 seconds behind Luna and losing pace. And sometimes when you go off, you get so close to someone, you're ready to make a move, and make a mistake like that, it's hard to regroup and just keep pushing. But he's also struggling right now on ERS. He's got it down to just 0, deploying no ERS, and just saving that for a potential move in the last few laps of this race that will be coming up. And we'll take a look at Squirmy, who's just the lonesome man, still on the lead lap, but it just has not been his night tonight, unfortunately. Oh, and it looks like Pogs now brought it within 1 second, and he might be able to get in a shot here at Luna this lap. It'll will be in DRS zone. Very neat exit. There's probably the Pogs isn't trying to get any of that slipstream from Luna. He definitely won't be able to make a move right there. He's just too far back. But still within DRS range. We'll have it again for this next DRS zone. But still just too far back from Luna. And sometimes it's just a waiting game. You just gotta keep putting that pressure on the man in front of you. Hope he makes a mistake and hope that you keep up your pace and be able to make a move. They got White Meat going very slowly out of that exit right there, down to the straight. Not far behind White Meat now is Luna and Pogs. White Meat in the latter stage of this race might be looking to lose out on a podium here. Luna's catching very fast. Luna's just gone from 4.5 to 2.5 seconds now behind White Meat. Luna's just carrying along Pogs with him in that slipstream, so White Meat is just definitely struggling right now in the second stint of the race. Oh, as he goes wide. And you can see Luna and Pogs both coming up on White Meat now. This could shape up for a pretty interesting battle for the final podium position. It looks like John and Tito have first and second wrapped up, as long as they're mistake free and keep their pace up. Looks like this will just be the battle for the last podium spot. And White Meat is now just 2 seconds ahead of Luna. Oh, but Luna gets a bad exit coming out. Here we are, just 8 laps left in this Bahrain Grand Prix. And just shaping up to be a pretty interesting battle. Luna's now brought it down to just within 2 seconds. But it doesn't look like it's moving any more away from 2. Looks like White Meat might have just had a bad couple laps right there. He looks to be picking back up on his pace, making it a little bit harder for Luna to crush in on that 2-second gap that they have between them currently. We'll go on board with Tito, who's just, like many of these guys tonight, just racing his own race and not having to worry about really anyone in front or behind him. Just keeping position and keeping it going. Well, here with John. He looks to just now be saving on tires. He took it very slowly through that exit on the straight. But like I said, he was pushing really hard the first few laps on those hards, so he's probably just trying to save him, make him last till the end of the race. He's got a 11-second lead on Tito. So they just got to save those tires, make it till the end, and come home with that first place. As Luna is now, him and White Meat are pretty much on the same pace currently. Can't seem to break in any more than just 2 seconds on the White Meat. The same with Pogs. They're all about the same pace right now. Pogs is sitting a 1.5 seconds, 2 seconds behind Luna, and Luna's been sitting the same way behind White Meat these last couple of laps. Real agent. Oh, real agent off. This just trying to keep it out here on track. Squirmy as well. Squirmy sitting very comfortably in 6th place. Just gotta keep it clean. Keep it going till the end. And Squirmy looks to have that 6th place. This battle for podium. Last podium spot. Looks like White Meat might be pulling it out. He does have 1 lap fresher tires in Luna and 2 lap fresher tires in Pogs. And he's slowly starting to build that up now. He's also got all the ERS he could need. He's running no ERS deployment right now. Looks to be saving up for the remaining few laps and make sure that he doesn't leave any room for mistakes and can just finish it out. It's very interesting. It's showing me Pogs is also not deploying ERS down in the start-finish straight, which is normally not something you want to do. As you see, he's lost half a second just because of that. It doesn't appear to be a glitch on my screen either. We got Luna just showing deploying ERS, so Pogs just looks to be saving maybe for the final 5 to 6 laps here to make one more push at Luna to see if he can steal that fourth place away. But as we let these guys race, we'll see if who has time penalties so far right now in the race. So, other than Real Agent, it is looking penalty free from the rest of our drivers remaining for the night. And as we have John yet again sitting another fastest lap of the race, he has just been flying in the second stint. It looked like Tito might have been able to catch up to him, but John just turned it up another gear and has just been flying. We now have Pogs slowly but surely fighting his way, trying to get that 4th place position. But no matter where he finishes tonight, he's had a great debut race here in Tier 2 for MRC. Definitely a guy to be I'll be looking forward to watch for the rest of the season. It's been very interesting to see how he's been deploying. Oh, as he almost goes off right there, how he's been deploying his ERS. Currently sitting in overtake mode. Comes down on the straight of Luna. Now as he drops it down to 0. It's definitely a very different ERS strategy that I've seen. I know everyone likes to run a little bit differently with manual ERS and how they switch through everything throughout the lap. But the way that Pogs is running is very, very unique. I haven't seen anyone run ERS like this before. He's shifting it straight into overtake, and then it's not overtake, it looks like he's shifting to no ERS deployment. But at his current rate, he is catching in on Luna. He's almost back within 1 second. However, he's about to have to save some of that ERS. It is dropping very low. But Luna's been doing a great job. It should also be said. Not worrying about the man behind him. He's pushing. He's racing, he's keeping it clean, and you know, he's keeping a steady gap. He's not really giving Pogs any chance to bite in on him, to maybe make a move. He's been keeping it very clean all race, and with just 3 laps to go, it looks like he might be able to keep this 4th place position in the race. It looks like our top 3 for the podium look to be set, as John John's in 1st with Tito in 2nd and Whitemeat in 3rd. The last battle of the race looks to just be here between Luna and Pogs. Pogs is now within 1 second in this. Oh, and as he runs just a little bit wide. But that actually gained him time. No penalties for corner cutting. He's going to have DRS come down the start finish straight. Luna just gets a great exit out of that turn. And again, Pogs is deciding not to get on any of that slipstream of Luna. He does have DRS. Oh. And he just sent it into that corner. There he goes out of DRS again. However, his ERS is very low. It doesn't look like he'll be able to make a move yet. A great camera shot of these two fighting for the last fight of this race. It looks like everyone, like I said, without mistakes, will keep their. Oh, and as we see Pogs just make a mistake after gaining in all of that time. It looks like he might have just lost out on that 4th place position unless Luna makes a mistake. As we just had John John again. Oh, and Epic Tito. Before I can say John John set the fast lap, Epic Tito with a 1:36. Trying to get that extra point in for the night. So unfortunately for Pogs, it looks like he will lose out on that 4th place unless Luna makes another mistake. Whitemeat, Tito, and John John sitting very comfortably in 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. And Real Agent has just been powering through this race tonight. Just sometimes it's just not your night. It's just not going your way, but he has kept it in all night. He's kept it going. He is 1 lap down, but he will come away in 7th place. Even if he were to somehow not finish this race in the last couple of laps, he will still finish in 7th. As we have Squirmy, who is now pitting for softs. Looks like he might be trying to go for that fastest lap, which currently is Tito with a 1:38. So Squirmy will have plenty of time. He's going to have 1 lap to do it. Just the final lap to see if he can set the fastest lap. Still 1 more point. Luna seems to be taking it very easy on his tires right here. Oh, and Pogs, just as he was catching back in on Luna, has received a 3-second time penalty. Unfortunately, it looks like his fight with Luna will come to an end with that penalty. We'll go on board with Squirmy here. Looks to be trying to set the fastest lap of the race. Not on this lap, but on the final lap. We'll see if we'll be able to do it. As Pogs is, he is still fighting. He's not giving up on that chase on Luna tonight at all. Oh, and Pogs has now gone off the track. But since Squirmy pitted, he has a pretty decent gap from 6th place, so he looks Looks like he'll be fine sitting there in 5th after that off. And then it's showing me that Tito had also pitted the soft compound tires. Now I don't know if that was last lap. It is showing me this time that he's doing right now that it will not be able to set a fastest lap. So Tito also looking to set that fastest lap right here on the last lap of the race, which unfortunately for Squirmy might look like it was a bad decision to try to go in for the pits as Pogs went off. He might have been able to pass Pogs for 5th place. And we'll see what Tito can do right here. Trying to secure that fastest lap of the race. As he already half a second faster through Sector 1 on those brand new soft compound tires. And very clean. That Squirmy does set a 1:35. However, Tito's pace right now, it looks like Tito will get this fastest lap. And congratulations to John, who has just crossed the finish line. He is our winner tonight at Bahrain. Ran a terrific race, start to finish, kept everything clean. Got that lead and did not look back. Here we go with Tito, who's now over a second faster than the current fastest lap. And it looks like he will get that fastest lap of the race as it comes in at a 1:29.2. That will give him the fastest lap of the race and second here in Bahrain, as we have White Meat closing in on 3rd for our final podium spot. Luna, who is just weaving across the track. Great race from him in 4th. We have Pogs, who unfortunately struggled a little bit there in the final stage of this race. But nevertheless, also a great race from him. And Squirmy, who does not look like he'll be able to beat Tito's time for fastest lap of the race, as he's a second slower on that time. But he will be the last car across this start and finish straight and finish off this race for us tonight. And what a great race that was to commentate. So glad all you could tune in, watch this race, listen to me commentate for the first time. And again, thanks everyone for the support. And don't forget to watch the Tier 1 race tonight if it is streamed. I do not know if we have a commentary for that. But again, what a great race by John tonight. Finishing off in 1st place with Tito in 2nd and White Meat in 3rd. And there are the final race results for you guys. As I said, John in 1st, Tito sitting in 2nd, with White Meat finishing off our 3rd and final podium spot, with Luna in 4th, Pogs in 5th, Squirmy 6th, Real Agent 7th, with Lord Kvyat, Sergeant Martin, Jules, and Taz all DNFing tonight, with Taz being the only one falling short of points tonight. Once again, thank you guys so much for tuning in the stream. Listen to me attempt to be a commentator for one night. And again, thank you guys for all your support.